Farnell, why do the license plates of Quebec say I remember or Je me souviens in French? Do you even know? Yes, it's because that's Quebec's official motto and has been since 1978. But I understand that's probably not the question you're really asking. Often when people ask, what they really want to know is why is that Quebec's official motto and what does it mean? The phrase first became associated with Quebec's political institutions in 1883 when it was carved under the coat of arms of Quebec in the facade of Quebec's Parliament building. This was a decision by the architect of the building, Eugène-Étienne Taché, who probably wanted to call attention to the statues of various historical figures also included in the facade. Historical figures of multiple origins and political inclinations, by the way. It's worth noting the phrase was also popularly associated with his father, Sir Étienne Pascal Taché, who had been one of the fathers of Canadian Confederation. Over time, the phrase's prominent position on the Parliament building of Quebec made it so that it became associated with Quebec's National Assembly and, by extension, Quebec's political institutions as a whole. But for almost 100 years, it had no official status. Until 1978, when Quebec decided to change its official motto from La Belle Province, or the Beautiful Province, to something that was a little bit less meh. By that point, Je me souviens, which was already associated with Quebec's political institutions, was, for most people, the obvious choice. As for what it means, that's a little harder to answer. It's unknown if the architect who had it engraved, Eugène-Étienne Taché, had any particular meaning for it. In the 1970s, his granddaughter did come forward claiming that the phrase was the first line of a longer motto. Allegedly, Je me souviens que né sous le lys, je crois sous la rose, or I remember that born under the lily, I grew under the rose, which would make it a reference to Quebec's dual colonial origins, the lily representing France and the rose representing England. But other than his granddaughter's word, there's no historical evidence that that was his intention at all. It's possible that his granddaughter was just confused with similar words that Eugène-Étienne Taché used to commemorate the 300th anniversary of Quebec City. That being said, even the intention of the architect Taché who first had it engraved doesn't really matter. After all, words can mean different things to different people. And when the Quebec government adopted it as Quebec's motto, it didn't provide a meaning. So what does it mean? Well, if you're from Quebec, that's kind of up to you. To a lot of people, its meaning is self-explanatory. It means I remember. And to a lot of people, that's more than enough.